I'm Jess Riemann, your fearless executive director, and this video is about hostess coaching. Now, hostess coaching is very important for many reasons. Your hostess has hired you to do her party, so therefore you work for her. Now, when you do really great hostess coaching and you provide her the awesome customer service, she is going to turn into your partner, in which she will motivate her friends to book parties with you. She'll motivate her friends to stand up underneath you. She'll even motivate her friends to place orders with you, whether it be before or after or even during the party. So therefore, when you provide her with awesome customer service, you're going to get the best party ever. What I recommend that you do is go to the back office under company documents and print off the hostess coaching checklist. Everything on here is self-explanatory. All you have to do is just fill in the blanks. And with this, you also have to follow the step-by-step rules. With this, at the time of the booking, you're going to give her a hostess packet, of course, and you want to let her know, take a look at this stuff and, write down any questions that you have. In a few days, I'll give you a call. In fact, I'll even call you from now until then a few times, until your party a few times. So what time is usually best to contact you? Of course, she'll let you know, so there's actually a spot where you can write that down. And also let her know that you're going to send her a save the date text message to forward out to all of her friends. Now, there's plenty of consultants out there that have a paragraph saved in their notes on their phone or whatever else, so all they do is just copy the paragraph and paste it. I personally like going to Red Stamp. It's an app on my iPhone, and it creates these pictures that I can just forward off to her, and she can forward that to her friends. She can even post that same picture on Facebook or wherever it is, or she talks to somebody that she wants to invite. She can just forward her the picture right away, and it's already there. It's already saved and ready to go. And the first phone call that you're going to contact her will be about 2 to 3 days after she receives the hostess packet. And this will allow her, whether you've given it to her in person or you mailed it, and this will allow her to basically, like I said, give her time to look over it, write down any questions that she has about booking a party, and some questions that you can cover. You also want to let her know that you're going to send out invitations. Of course, some consultants allow their hostesses to send them out. I personally prefer to send them out myself. I know that they're going out. I also know that if I send them out, and I know that for a fact invitations have gone out, more than likely the party's not going to cancel or reschedule because the date has already been set. And this is actually how we confirm our parties. I know that they're serious and ready to book their party when they give me a guest list, along with names and addresses or things like that. There's some consultants out there that have a call service. It's some recording that they can create, and it calls all the guests and reminds them about the party and gives them all the details and so on and so forth. But I tell my hostess you need to have more than one way to invite people. So, you have your text messages, you have your invitations. How about Facebook? Are you on Facebook? I'm going to add you, and we'll go ahead and set up an invite there. And then from there, make sure you add me onto the invite so I can post my 2 cents every so often, and so on and so forth. Um, Remind her to over-invite as many people as she can, and have her friends bring friends. I will put that on my red stamp picture as well, along with reminding her that nobody under the age of 18 is allowed to attend, and this includes nursing babies. This is very important to me because this is the only way I provide for my family and the only job that I have, and I can't afford to lose my business. So you make sure that she understands that as well. Encourage her friends, of course, to book parties. Also encourage outside orders for those friends that cannot attend. Hence why you have hostess packets and with the order forms and the catalogs. And to let her know that you can always email her order forms as well. Also remind her that this is the way that you provide for your family. So if she has to reschedule or cancel or whatever else, preferably reschedule because that's only what we do. Make sure that she gives you a good time frame, so that way you have the ability to book over that party date. Also remind her that to keep snacks and things like that simple. There's no need to slave over a stove to make a 5-course meal for the party. There's no need for that. I recommend to my guests or to my hostesses to have their guests bring something, their favorite Pinterest dish or their favorite Pinterest appetizer or something like that. The second phone call will be about 2 weeks before the party, and this will basically make sure that you let her know that the invitations have in fact been sent out. You'll remind the hostess to check on the attendance. Make sure you're verifying the party time, and you of course again encourage your hosts to tell her friends to bring guests. Remind her for outside orders that they'll count towards the party and towards her rewards, and request a private consultation room for ordering. So that way you can do orders in the consultation room where it's private and discreet. Now, between those calls, you'll send a couple of messages, whether it be text or Facebook, that include to include for her and her guests. Again, it's the Red Stamp app thing from me. Hey, I'm so excited for my passion party. Make sure you bring some friends. Make sure nobody under the age of 18 attends. This is a good time as well to put your specials on there, what type of payments you accept, things like that. So that way, your website, of course, and that goes on every single picture or text that you send out. The third phone call will be about 2 days before the party, and this will confirm the time of arrival. Let her make sure that you confirm directions. There's some developments out there that your phone GPS can't pick up just yet, so make sure you know where you're going. Ask her where you're going to be setting up your stuff. And I typically only ask for a coffee table, and if they don't have one of those, it's still no big deal. I actually work off the floor, and I pass things and retrieve them and kind of put them back as they go along. Of course, again, remind her guests to bring friends of their own. Find out what the head count is so far, because you want to make sure you have enough literature. Also, the day after the party, you want to make your Big Mac calls, and these are basically called the morning after calls. And these are going to be the calls that you're going to contact every single guest and say, thank you so much for attending the party. It was so awesome to meet you. I just want to let you know I placed your order, and you should be receiving a confirmation email here shortly, in a couple of days, this, that, and the other. About 2 days after the party, you want to send out your thank you note to the hostess. Mail in general is awesome. It's on a bill. She's going to love it. And honestly, I don't know about you, but with me, any type of thank you card that I get, I always save. So she's going to save it as well. And more than likely, she'll display it for all of her friends to see. So that's the hostess coaching checklist. Now, I recommend to keep track of your hostesses by getting a 2-ring binder and some tabs, some file dividers that are numbered 1 through 31. And of course, if the hostess's party is on the 16th, you're going to put her under the 16 tab, so that way you can always check in. So every week when you're doing your hostess coaching, you follow or you go through every single tab and make sure you cover every single hostess. So that's your hostess coaching training, and so happy coaching.